So can we sit with you guys so that we know somebody?
So Jeff, if you want to come up wherever you are.
Hi, welcome. What a turnout. I mean, just a testament to how Surg touched so many lives. And I'm sorry, I'll be emotional because I'm an emotional person, but you probably experienced it. Many people in this room, Surg treated people like family, like a brother, sister, a father. There's a group of guys in here that Surg is like Surg and Judy were like surrogate parents to. It was a wonderful experience growing up in their home. And I thought of a couple funny stories. You know, with Surg, she had that dry wit and that humor. And, you know, when I was 9, 10, 12, 15, I didn't know if he was screwing around with me or not, you know? He'd look at me and say, "Don't do that, what are you doing?" And then he'd smile at me, gosh. And, you know, that's how he was. I mean, he just had this magnetic personality that touched people. And, you know, I was running through all these things in my mind, what I wanted to say, and, you know, Surg was, it's so easy these days, and we probably all experience this. We work 9 to 5, we put up a daily grind, and we come home and just like retreat somewhere. Surg would be out on that basketball court, he'd be playing, or he'd coach all the kids in the community. He was a great basketball coach, he was a great baseball coach, he loved tennis. When his kids got older, Mike and Greg got older, he loved golf. And which years ago today, we went to an all-Indian basketball tournament. And I was on the team, and I can assure you, I'm not Indian. I probably have every other blend in me, but I'm not Indian. And Surg just laughed about it. Oh, it'll be fine. We're going to call you Jeff Singh. So that's who I was. I was Jeff Singh for the week.
Brother, you always, through the 40 years of working at Rockwell and Collins, although we went to different places, I feel like an angel was always looking after me. He kept an eye on my career, and we became very good friends. And again, both from a personal perspective and from a career perspective, I would have had such a different life that I have to serve. So I'm just thrilled. We all know he has a big heart, kind, caring, but as has been mentioned, he has just such a great sense of humor. So I've got to tell you the stories, just a couple of them. So years ago, we were 5 of us in the Collins cafeteria waiting to be served, and I had a $20 bill that I put in the back of my bag as we were waiting to go pay. And I'm waiting there, and somebody yanks a $20 bill out of my hand, and you know that's all the money I had. I'm in the line waiting, and so I turn around, and the guy behind me is holding a $20 bill, and this is another $10. I said, "Give me my money back." He goes, "It's not your money, Cicely." I said, "You know, I have no more money. Give me my money." So we did this for about a minute. I'm almost up to the line. Okay. So I turn around and just yank the $20 bill in his hand. And we pay, we all go sit down, and you know, and I go, "Well, thank goodness for that," you know. So we sit down, and Surg gives me this look, and he gives me this grin, and he goes, "Gotcha." Brings out the $20 bill. He had reached around the guy behind me, pulled it. I just turned to be red. I was so embarrassed. Anyways, we laughed that day, and we laughed about that for years. That's who he was, his sense of humor. Just, you know, his kindness. There are so many stories. I mean, you could be here forever, but the other cute story is we used to all go to his Christmas party. I'm sure many of you went to them. They were so much fun. It was so nice to see friends who hadn't seen all year long. And so my husband and I arrive, and for some reason we park right in front of the house, which is rare. Usually they're packed. So I didn't think of anything. We go up to the door, knock on the door, and I said, we're here at the Christmas party. He goes, Cecilia, the party was last night. That happens when you get older. Anyway, so we could have just gotten on. Actually, I was in my robe. Yeah. Jimmy was in a robe, that's true. So anyway, it's so sweet. He goes, come on in, we'll have our own party. So Surg and I and Dennis and everyone just had a fantastic time. So I know I'm going to miss him. I think we're all going to miss him. That if we keep him close to our hearts, we'll have him.
Starting manufacturing in Newport Beach, it was interesting. Engineering was going to show how to test this equipment we had never seen, and Surg was putting together the equipment to test it. And so it wasn't clear who had the responsibility for what. And we had a long argument at the meeting. And Surg would just sort of sit back there and wait until all the voices were hoarse. And then he'd get up and point out the common ground between the engineering and manufacturing groups. And we'd be able to get on. Surg is like a human resources implant into this operation.
Caning was allowed. So Mr. Sterling always wanted peace and quiet in his class. If anybody spoke out of turn or made a noise, that student got the cane. So one day somebody yelled something, and Mr. Sterling said, "Who's that?" No one owned up. So when no one owned up, I think we had about 20, 22 students in the class. Everybody was given the cane. Now this Mr. Sterling, he loved to cane people. He was a lefty. He used to walk in with a cane well oiled. And first thing he would tell everybody is, "This is my tickler. This is my tickler. So behave yourselves, boy. This is my tickler." So that day when nobody owned up, everybody got the cane. And he would have you bend down, 3 quick lashes. And he would then say, "Oh, all the wrist, all wrist." So when it came Surg's time, Surg came up and he was a little tricky. He thought he'd win some sympathy over from Mr. Sterling. So he bent down and Mr. Sterling gave him the first cane, first shot. Surg stood up and started running around the classroom. Yee! Hey! Hoping that he wouldn't get 2 more. Sterling said, "Come here." Gave him another one, and then again. Surg got up and started running around the class. Yee! I don't want weekend anymore. So finally he got his 3. So after that, I don't think I ever saw Surg getting caned. Anyway, one of the gals from our school, she sent a nice note to Judy, and I'll read that. Surg was a kind and unassuming man. He was the initiator of our school reunions in the USA and Canada. Of course, we cannot forget all the hard work he and Judy put into those reunions. He will be greatly missed, but he will be in our thoughts and memory forever. Signed, Maureen Dewitt. I'll close on a more friendly note. I'll quote one of my favorite English poets. Music, when soft voices die, vibrates in the memory. Odors, when sweet violets sicken, live within the sense they quicken. And so thy thoughts when thou art gone, love and friendship shall slumber on. I'm sure she's a better speaker than I am.
Hi, my name is Natalie. He moved to America and then brought his family over. That's incredible. My dad told me that me, Alexa, Jordan, and Macy made him so happy, and I will miss him so much. I miss the way he would make me feel better when I was missing my parents when I slept over at his house. The way he would play with me. I wish I had more time with him, at least so I could say goodbye. The last time I saw him, he looked much better than when we saw him in the hospital. And what also makes me sad is that Alexa and Macy are still little, and when they're older, they may not remember him. But I'll never forget him.
I first met Surg in 78, maybe it was 79. It was on the same program ASAP that you mentioned. Surg would come into my part of the bay where we had all our offices, and he would play chess with me during lunch. Sometimes he would let me win. Didn't realize it at that time, but another 10 years passed, and I ended up actually working for Surg. Shortly thereafter that, I was loaned out to a program called PAC 3 up there in Anaheim. And I had some good fortune there, did well for them. And they decided they wanted me to transfer there too. I thought it was a really good idea, so I wanted to transfer too. And then went to Surg as my boss there, and the decision came down, no, you can't transfer there. Well, I knew at that time that that's a battle that I chose to fight. I very surely would have won, probably. But I've seen the hand of God in my life many times operate through authorities placed over me, and I regarded Surg as a godly authority over me. And so I decided I'll just take this decision and go with it. About a year later, PAC 3 lost most of their funding, and it's virtual certainty I would have been laid off if I'd actually tried to go through with that. So I've been blessed to have Surg in my life for 38 years.